Here we are again, day 2 of my 48-hour tour. Live from Southern Park, New Mexico in the gym. This is a 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for firefighter Douglas Miller, Rescue 5. Blue Thunder in Staten Island. FDNY Special Operations. This climb is dedicated to his wife Lori and his daughters Elizabeth, Rachel, and Katie. Also dedicated to the FDNY Off and On the Line and Staten Island's Rescue 5, housed there with Engine 160. Taking him with honor and respect, symbolically to the 110th floor, the top of the towers. So, 7 verticals, and we'll be at the top probably in about 30 minutes. This is for Rescue 5. As I've said before, it's basically a big toolbox on wheels, heavy rescue from FDNY Special Operations Command. 5 rescues for the 5 boroughs. Rescue 1 Outstanding, Rescue 2 the Bulldog, Rescue 3 Big Blue, Rescue 4 Popeye, and Rescue 5 Blue Thunder out of Staten Island. Similar to the squads, the rescues are specialists in technical rescue. High angle, low angle, dive rescue, some hazmat, and trench, all that kind of stuff. Literally the specialists. So right now, Douglas Miller is the 7th brother of 11 to be carried to the top for Rescue 5. Joining brothers like Bergen, Beanie, Biore, already sitting at the top, symbolically waiting on him. And I'm carrying him there right now. This is 110 floors, given in honor and respect of our brothers who made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. Right now, it's Douglas Miller's turn from Rescue 5. Pushing him up. From what I read, Douglas Miller was 34 years old. He and his wife, Lori, met when they were 15 and 16 years old in Mill Rift, Pennsylvania. And it said that he went back home and sent her tapes where he recorded his voice for her, telling her how much he missed her. But it turns out 7 years later, they got married. And he's a part-time electrician in both Pennsylvania and in the city. Had 3 daughters, Elizabeth, Rachel, and Katie. And it said in his bio that one of their favorite things to do was sit on his lap watching Ghostbusters. And during the family drills, I mean, he's a rescue, so this had to be part of this, but he would actually rope out his daughters, put them into a harness, at their hips and basically get them out the window of, I believe they had a 3-story house or close to it, because they were kind of curious who was going to be putting up the Christmas decorations after 9/11 occurred. To which it was said that the council person climbed up and put the decorations up. So this 110 floors is given in honor of our brother who was on the rescue, Douglas Miller, who was a husband and a father to 3 young daughters, Elizabeth, Rachel, and Katie. Right now he's being carried symbolically going up to the top of the 110th floor. By the time this climb is done, we'll reach the 110. Symbolic top of those towers, to which 6 brothers have already been carried vertical from Rescue 5. Blue Thunder out of Staten Island, housed there with Engine 160. This 110's for you, Douglas. For the FDNY off and on the line, and to his wife and 3 daughters that were left behind. Right now, we're going vertical to reach that top, to finish the footsteps of our brothers on 9/11/2001. Following that, the end's still counting. Those who worked the pile, ground zero, for days, weeks, and months until completion of the recovery effort. Right now, this climb is for our brother right here, Douglas Miller. Pushing him up. Another brother closer to that next milestone. Right now, this is Rescue 5 going up for the 7th time. 4 more brothers, and Rescue 5 will have full accountability. Pushing them up with honor and respect. Going in at about 8 minutes and 40 seconds in, just over 30 floors out of this 110 floors. For his daughters, Elizabeth, Rachel, and Katie. For his wife, Lori, your husband and father will never be forgotten. For his work in the FDNY and his service to the citizens of New York, our brother's legacy will carry on. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for Douglas Miller, Rescue 5, Staten Island's Blue Thunder, one of the 5 rescues in FDNY Special Operations. Outstanding, the Bulldog, Big Blue, Popeye, and Blue Thunder. Pushing them up. Another step closer to another floor. Going towards that 110th. for Douglas Miller. Staten Island's Blue Thunder. Our brothers responded to the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil, and we're part of the greatest rescue effort in U.S. history. Working the rescue, followed by the recovery. The ants still counting, those who work the pile at ground zero to bring resolve. We will never forget. We will always remember. A promise made and a promise kept. That is the reason behind the 343 commitment and still counting. Memorial Climb Series, which was started August of 2016, initially to carry the 343, 110 floors each, while giving their story to the inclusion of the ants still counting. Once the 343 are complete, their climbs will begin. To gain accountability at the top, we climb. This is why we do what we do, to keep our brothers in our memories, in our hearts, in our minds. To keep them with us. To show America that we have not forgotten. Instead, our brothers will live on. Right now, this is for firefighter Douglas Miller, Rescue 5. And he's going vertical to the top of the towers. That symbolic 110th floor. Going there with me now for his wife and 3 daughters, to know that he will not be forgotten. For the FDNY to know his legacy will live on. This is why we climb. This is why we remember. This is why it exists. Pushing them up towards that 110th floor. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for Rescue 5's Douglas Miller, Staten Island, Blue Thunder. Housed right beside Engine 160. Just like the rest of the 5 boroughs, technical rescue specialist, high angle, low angle, confined trench, scuba. Literally, the squads, the rescues, hazmat, special operations command, getting it done when technical expertise is needed most. Pushing him to the top. Going vertical for another brother. Getting closer and closer to the next climb and the next. 125 of the 343 left to complete. So now, 15 minutes in, just shy of 60 floors. For our brother, who was a husband and a father, a part-time electrician, he was a fire chief at the volunteer department in Mill Riff, Pennsylvania, where his wife was from, where they met one another. They met when they were 15 and 16 years old, and it says they were married together 7 years later. He always put up the Christmas lights on his house. And during their family fire drills, he would rope his kids out the window, putting them in harness, and dropping his daughters safely to the ground by ropes, because he was a specialist in what he did on Rescue 5. Technical rescue expertise. Pushing him up so he will not be forgotten. For his wife and daughters, his daughters Elizabeth, Rachel, and Katie, they're done, and his legacy will live on. Pushing him up to reach that symbolic top of the tower as the 7th brother of Blue Thunder, Rescue 5, out of Staten Island, to be carried vertical. 7th brother of 11. Almost to accountability for Rescue 5. Dedicated to his wife and 3 daughters, to the FDNY, off and on the line, to his Rescue 5, Blue Thunder on the Staten Island, and Engine 160 housed next to each other. This climb is dedicated in memory of our brother, so his legacy will live on, and he will never be forgotten. Just like the rest, all will be accounted for in the original 343. Fall and die will be the answer of counting. Those who work the pilot ground zero for days, weeks, months, until it was complete and the recovery effort was done. Pushing him up with honor and respect all the way to the top. Almost to another little break. Our brother was 34 years old when he made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. We cannot forget a promise made, a promise kept. We need to also think about something right now. The 9/11's Victim Compensation Fund is drying out. There's push at the Congress level right now to permanently fund the Victim Compensation Fund. So those affected, those left behind, those that work ground zero, those dealing with these cancers and those diseases caused by ground zero need to be supported. We owe it to them. Contact your congresswoman, congressman, and tell them to support the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund so they can fund that bill and take care of those who need it most. They went knowing that their brothers were down and civilians were down, working that pile at ground zero. It's our turn to take care of them now. Get your Congress involved. Support that bill. So back to what we were doing. This is for Douglas Miller, Blue Thunder out of Staten Island, Rescue 5. How's there with engine 160? For his wife and 3 daughters. Your husband and father will never be forgotten. He will always be remembered, as will the rest of the 343 and still counting. Thank you for joining me today, live from Staten, New Mexico at the gym. This is a 343 commitment and still counting. 110th floor memorial climb for Douglas Miller, Rescue 5, Staten Island, Blue Thunder. Pushing it vertical to reach the top. A step at a time. To the next floor. Until we get there. This climb is going to continue until we reach the top. We are at 86 floors now, and let my mask defog just a tiny bit. A little over 23 minutes. This climb for our brother from Blue Thunder Rescue 5 there in Staten Island. Part of Special Operations Command with the FDNY. The rescues, the squads, Hazmat Company number 1, all technical experts in the craft. And right now, our brother is the 7th of 11 to be carried vertical. Coming up on the last of the verticals. For this 110 floors. One last vertical coming up, which will put us at the 100th floor, and then it's only a few more from there. For our brother right here. Right here, Douglas Miller, Rescue 5, out of Staten Island. The last vertical is going on. With honor and respect given, we're going to reach the 100th floor. Pushing him up as the 7th brother of Staten Island, Blue Thunder, to reach the top. Bergen, Beanie, Fiore, just to name a few that have already reached up to the top. God few more floors, and we'll be off the last vertical. Pushing him up for his wife, Lori, 3 daughters, Elizabeth, Rachel, and Katie, who used to watch Ghostbusters with their dad and were roped out with harnesses on when they were doing family fire drills. We will not forget. We will always remember. This is why we climb. This is why we pay our respects to keep our brothers alive, their legacies forward. This is the 343 commitment that's still counting. From Southern Park, New Mexico, in the gym. And we are officially at the 100. For Douglas Miller, a part-time electrician who worked in both Pennsylvania and Mill Rift, where his wife is from, and in the city. Our brother was 34 on 9/11. Responded to the worst terrorist attack in U.S. history and was part of the greatest rescue effort. Where upwards of 25,000 were saved. We will never forget. We will always remember. This is why we climb. This is why we run. This is why we keep their memories alive. So the FDNY, their families, and our country knows that we have not forgotten. Some people may want to, but we will not. We will keep our brothers' names and memories alive. And those for the Anso County, names and memories alive. We will not give up. This 343 commitment, and still counting, will continue until I physically can't anymore. Until not another step can go. I will carry everyone I can to the symbolic top of the tower, because that's what we do for their families, for the FDNY, for our country. It's not about us, it's them. And like I said before, we need to fund the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund, because again, it's for them. Those who worked the pile. Those who responded and got hurt. The families left behind. We cannot just let that go. This is the last few floors for Rescue 7's Douglas Miller. Staten Island's Blue Thunder. We're almost there. Last floor of this 110 for our brother Douglas Miller. And that is 110 floors. Douglas, Staten Island's Blue Thunder. Rest easy, brother.
We got it from here.